So in Garden Grove, we have the Garden Grove Way, which is built around our strategic plan, and we refer to this really for everything. This is the way that we do business, and the Garden Grove Way essentially is how we are moving forward with educating our students and really viewing them as our children. You can see we have 3 goals. We have the academic skills, the personal skills, which then move towards the lifelong success. And so many of you, I'm sure, have seen this. I'm going to go a little bit more into it. Oh, why won't it let me? There we go. So the academic skills, obviously, one of the big reasons we're in school is to gain that academic content, learn the academic English, and gain those scholarly habits. And we are very proud of the program we put together for our students. We usually are measured by our yearly California SBAC test, which normally we do it every year. Last year was the year that we had to do things a little differently. But you can see in English language arts and math that we outperform the county and the state on both of those measures. And we're very proud of that. That takes a lot of hard work on the behalf of our students and our teachers. Then the state of California has also composed a school dashboard, which measures districts according to 4 indicators: graduation rate, English learner progress, English language arts, and mathematics. And Garden Grove has a positive rating on all of those indicators. So we are very proud of that. Our next goal is that goal 2, the social emotional piece, the motivation, the climate and culture, really looking at our students and the whole student. And we really want to make sure that our students feel comfortable and have a positive outlook on why they're at school, and that they enjoy their school and their family, and they feel welcome. We have put into place different avenues for our students to report any bullying incidents, and really have taken pride. You can see the results from our latest survey, that how our students are feeling, because our students do take that survey. And then down at the bottom, you have just the proud to be a part of Garden Grove Unified. You can see the results that when our staff took our strategic plan survey, that 96% of parents, 92% of students, and 98% of employees are proud to be a part of Garden Grove Unified. And I know I'm one of them and couldn't be prouder. I've spent all but 1 year in Garden Grove of my career and love it. And I know that's a feeling that is shared across the district with our students as well, them feeling safe and welcome and a part of something meaningful. And then, of course, once our kiddos leave us, we want them to be successful, whatever that means for them. And so you can see that college and career readiness and success are a big part of what we're hoping to get our kids prepared for. So our A through G college requirements, again, we outperform the county and the state by far. You can see in the blue how Garden Grove is performing. And then our AP classes, our pass rate, that is a big, big thing for a lot of our kids who are involved in AP classes. And I mean, it's pretty astonishing that if you look at how Garden Grove rates, so our pass rate is 65.9%. We kind of joke, but it is true. We actually outperform the world average pass rate on AP classes. The US pass rate by far, I mean, it's an impressive thing that we get our kids ready for, and provide that academic program for our kids so that they do feel ready to take on whatever challenge that will come their way when they leave us. So I am Dr. Emma Druitt. I'm currently the director of preschool programs. You can see my credentials. I am actually in year 27 in Garden Grove Unified. I started out as a classroom teacher, have worked up in the instruction office, was an elementary site principal for a number of years. And then these last 3 years, I have been director of preschool programs. So I get to deal with our little people, getting them ready to face the world when they leave us and go to their education up in TK6. And I really think the Virtual Learning Academy will provide some unique needs for our Garden Grove students and families. We're in a time like we have never seen before, and we need to be flexible and provide a program that we know will meet the needs of our kids and families that we may not have considered before or may not have been so important as they are right now. So I am currently helping assist with the creation of the program and getting it up and running. But I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Devereaux, who will be the principal of the TK6 Virtual Learning Academy.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Cami Devereaux, and I'm so excited to be the new principal. I have been with Garden Grove myself my whole career, 28 years or so. I spent 20 years in the classroom as a teacher. I moved into staff development as a TOSA, and then I became an assistant principal and a principal. And I'm so excited for the opportunities that our new Virtual Learning Academy will provide for students, and we're looking to create a great learning environment for them. Okay, so we know this is the big question. There have been a lot of questions around the difference between the Virtual Learning Academy and what your students experienced in the spring, distance learning. So we're hoping that we can provide a little bit of clarification for you. So both the Virtual Learning Academy and distance learning utilize GGUSD teachers instructing online, and both benefit from parent support and communication. With the Virtual Learning Academy, we're creating a sustainable program that is designed for fully virtual instruction. We're using an online curriculum that is specifically meant to do the virtual learning environments. Whereas with distance learning, the teachers are designing the instruction. They're using the standards and district adopted curriculum. With distance learning, teachers are at your child's home school, and when school resumes to in-person learning, your child will be back at their home site, physically in that teacher's classroom. Whereas with the Virtual Learning Academy teachers, they have been selected to teach exclusively for our Virtual Learning Academy. Our campus will be at Skylark, and when in-person classes resume, Virtual Learning Academy students will continue on with our virtual program from their homes. So I mentioned our program is going to be located at the Skylark campus. Teachers will report to campus daily and plan and present lessons. Students and families are always welcome on our campus. And teachers will be glad to work with students both individually and in small groups using proper distancing in place via appointments and pre-scheduled meetings. So we'd love to be able to introduce you to our Virtual Learning Academy teachers. At this point, we are still completing the selection process, but what we can tell you is that all of our teachers are Garden Grove Unified School District teachers. They're all highly qualified and experienced teachers. They understand our curriculum and all of the effective instructional strategies that we work with. They also understand the skills that they need in order to provide instruction in an online format. They will be trained on our new curriculum and all of the effective online teaching strategies. And we have certainly heard from those teachers how excited they are to work with your children, how much they believe in this kind of a program opening pathways for children to meet all their individual learning needs. So the next thing we want to talk to you about is our curriculum. So we have been working hard to determine the best fit for an online curriculum for Garden Grove. We have determined that we will be using a curriculum called Edgenuity. This will cover the GGUSD content and support the mastery of California content standards. Edgenuity is specially designed curriculum specifically for virtual learning. Students who are enrolled in the 712 Virtual Learning Academy will also be using Edgenuity, so there will be a continuity across the grade levels. In addition to Edgenuity, the Virtual Learning Academy teachers will be trained to use other online resources to support standards-based learning. At this time, we would like to show you a quick video clip from Edgenuity to provide a brief overview of what they can offer.
For families seeking a full-time virtual learning option for their elementary students, Edgenuity is proud to offer a virtual curriculum and instruction covering kindergarten through 5th grade. Edgenuity offers virtual students a full suite of more than 30 elementary courses, including electives like physical education, health, keyboarding, art, recorders, and Scratch coding. Each course includes a full year of standards-aligned, research-based content with lessons logically organized into modules. If necessary, Edgenuity also provides a highly qualified state-certified teacher to work with families every step of the way. Students are introduced to new concepts and given ample opportunity to practice new skills through text, video, and interactives. Previously learned concepts are reviewed throughout the year to strengthen the student's understanding. Videos are used to support the understanding of new concepts throughout the course. Embedded interactives allow students to practice newly learned concepts and receive immediate feedback. Worksheets are included as another method of practicing each concept throughout the year. Each worksheet is provided as a PDF or is available in a workbook for an additional cost. Students will scan or photograph these worksheets to submit to the teacher. Lessons include brief quizzes to check understanding, and each module has a summative assessment. Students may also be assessed through benchmark assessments, synchronous live sessions with the teacher, or hands-on projects. A list of materials is provided in each lesson and for each course. Students are expected to have typical school supplies for most courses, but other materials may be needed for some lessons, especially in science. English language arts courses offer a balanced literacy program, including instruction in reading, writing, fluency, vocabulary, grammar, and other important elements of language. Students will have weekly independent reading assignments, including novel studies in the upper grades. The learning coach will receive guidance to help students to choose and procure these books. To practice fluency skills, students will have opportunities to record audio and read aloud with the teacher during live synchronous sessions. Math courses build a foundation for mathematical thinking as students learn about numbers, counting, measurement, geometry, operations, and algebraic thinking, using plenty of interactive tools, hands-on activities, and real-world examples. Science courses provide a rich multimedia experience for students, using a mixture of exploring the world around them, combined with hands-on experiences or labs using nature or common household items. In social studies courses, students learn more about the world by exploring the community around them, studying the history of the United States and other countries, and experiencing cultures from around the world. While learning, students have access to a variety of on-demand support tools, including an on-screen reader, translator, dictionary, picture dictionary, and screen mask. Courses require the support of a learning coach, a parent, grandparent, or other designated adult. The learning coach may guide the student through lessons, discuss what is being taught, facilitate hands-on learning, and communicate with the teacher. The resources for each course include guidelines for the learning coach to facilitate learning, including how to schedule the day, set up a learning space, and submit assignments. Each lesson has a Learning Coach tab with information to help the learning coach guide the student through the lesson, including learning objectives, prerequisite skills, and any materials needed. Teachers have access to a variety of tools and reports to support student success. To personalize learning for each student, a teacher may modify the course by removing, reordering, or adjusting content, or adding in teacher-created lessons or items from the library. Teachers support students by reviewing submitted work and providing feedback through text, audio, or video. Synchronous sessions offer an opportunity for teachers to check in with your student, administer assessments, and discuss grades and goals. Teachers are in frequent communication to assist with any questions and encourage student success. Edgenuity's virtual learning solution for elementary students delivers age-appropriate, engaging lessons designed to develop a lifelong love of learning. Edgenuity, where learning clicks.
So we believe that the selection of this standards-based program will ease our students' transition back to their home site when and if they are ready.
Oops. Did I go too far?
Here we go. Oh, we just need to go back one.
Okay.
So in this video you just watched, you saw a quick snapshot of the Edgenuity program, and we know that this program will support our 3 Garden Grove goals for academics, personal skills, and college and career readiness. Our students will experience the 4 core: English language arts, math, science, and history and social sciences, along with enrichment or elective opportunities, which may include PE, health, art, music, coding, and keyboarding. We're committed to ensuring that students receive personalized feedback and individualized support. Students will also have access to lessons that promote social, emotional well-being and study skills, motivation, and all of those skills that prepare our students for long-term school and life success. So you may or may not have heard these 2 terms that have been thrown around a lot in distance learning. So I want to kind of share with you the differences between these 2 virtual experiences, and that your child will be experiencing both types of learning in our academy. So with synchronous learning, these are the live teacher lessons. Students will be interacting with their teacher online and other students at the same time. So if you recall back to the spring, your child was participating in Zoom. This type of learning is scheduled, so it has a fixed start and end time, and it's interactive for our students, whether they're engaged in a whole class lesson or small group instruction or even individual instruction. It will take place virtually. So with asynchronous learning, these are the lessons that are pushed out to your students that they can access at their own pace, at their own time, that they can work on independently. So what's great is it's available to your students anytime, anywhere that they have access to internet or a device. Video lessons and other online activities will be provided in an asynchronous learning experience. So our format and supports are going to be the same as in-person or traditional school. Students are still going to check in daily with their teacher. There will be on-site tutoring and small group instruction available. We also know there may be a need for print for our students, so we will provide print as needed. We also have heard from our teachers that they think it's important that our students might receive special projects, whether it's science or art or another content area. They may be creating grab and go kits for your child that you could come and pick up from the site. Also, we are planning to provide opportunities for testing and the state exams on campus, and technology will be provided. Our school start and end times and dates will be the same. All of our breaks and holidays will be the same as other GGUSD schools. Our grading periods and our testing will all be aligned with our other schools. So we're sharing with you here a typical day for a student. This schedule is just a possible scheduling scenario. I do want to point out that these are spans of time that your child may be learning. For example, your child's live instruction will take place at some point during this time span. So between 8 and 9:30, maybe your child is a kindergartner. They will have their learning at some point during that time. Now we know that for kindergartners, an hour and a half is probably too long for them to be on a Zoom or a live learning experience. So that might take place for 30 minutes sometime within that block. Teachers will also move into time spans where they will be doing small group instruction. This also could be a time when your student is doing that asynchronous learning that we talked about earlier. They may also be doing some tutoring at that time. We know everybody needs a little break, so we will have breaks for snacks and lunch throughout the day. Then your child might move into another block of time where they again will be live learning with their teacher, and then we will have more opportunities throughout the day for our students to work independently, whether they're working on projects or other asynchronous type learning experiences. And when we mention that lunchtime, we really would like to have our students' lunch aligned to their teacher's lunch so that they are focused on the experience of learning while it's their time to be in-person learning. So this is just a typical day. We know that our teachers are going to help provide a lot of advisement on how it's going to look, but this is just a little sample for you.
So you may be asking yourself if, if this is appropriate for your child or your family situation. And so we looked at some different resources and compiled some characteristics of what might help a student be successful in a virtual learning environment. So if the student does better learning at home than a typical classroom setting, they are academically motivated, they can work independently or asynchronously on assignments, they will self-advocate and they can ask for help. So if they don't understand, they can either ask whoever's at home helping them, they can message the teacher or ask the teacher for help. Enjoys that learning through technology. That may not be for every child. We've heard many stories of both over these last few months. And if your child really enjoyed it and it was something that really clicked with them. And then parent guardian support available during the school day. And like Mrs. Devereaux had said, this is somebody there kind of learning alongside. Edgenuity calls it a learning coach, especially for our little ones that need a little more direction. They are going to need somebody to help them access certain materials. And once they get used to the situation. And then parents, we are looking for parents that communicate and check in regularly with the teachers regarding their child's learning, ensuring that their child will participate in those synchronous, those live lessons and complete assigned work per the requirements, and provides a safe, supportive, and organized learning environment for your child. So kind of setting up that that school type environment at home. So there's a dedicated spot that they know that this is where I do my schoolwork. So you may be asking, what do we do next if we're still interested? So there will be an interest form available that we're asking you to fill out to give us just a better idea of where our parents are coming from. An application will be available on the Garden Grove website beginning July 27th. And we know that many of you may not be ready to make that full decision because you haven't heard your school site's plan. So it does give you a little time to hear from your school site to find out what's going on, or to see what direction the district, if that is something that is a decision that needs to be made. But either way, you will have the information you need. Priority registration, we're asking for those applications to be due by August 3rd. And then the final registration date, applications due by August 15th. So we have really tried to provide you with as much information as we could. If you have additional questions, please put them in the chat box. We do have some questions that have been coming up that I wanted to address, and maybe some that you have as well. So one of the questions is, will the hours of the Virtual Learning Academy be the same as my child's current school? And the Academy will have teachers working with students generally around the same time of the day as your child's school. Can my child return to their home school if they choose to do so? So what we're asking is for students to be enrolled for a grading period in the Virtual Learning Academy. So for example, K-6 students, that would be for the trimester, versus 7-12 students, that would be for the semester. And parents who wish to move their child back to their home school may request to make that at the end of the grading period. How will grading, report cards, and transcripts work for students enrolled in the Academy? Students will complete courses online, but the current grading practices for K-6, 7, 8, and 9, 12 will be the same for all students regardless of their enrollment in the Virtual Learning Academy or at their home school. Is there a cost? There is no cost to attend the Virtual Learning Academy, and devices will be provided to students. We've shared with you the curriculum and digital tools, but an online learning platform with a high quality instructional videos, interactive assignments, parent resources will be used by live GGUSD teachers to provide instruction online to your child. We will also provide a parent training component so that you also receive some training on that program. The materials will mainly be online, but some supplemental printer materials and other teaching materials may be provided to your child. Online, face-to-face video conferencing between the teacher and your child will use either Google Meet or a secure Zoom meeting space. I'm considering enrolling my child in the VLA due to concerns regarding COVID-19. Will the Virtual Learning Academy be the only distance learning option provided to parents in the fall? And I'm sure you've heard a lot of distance learning talk in the news and in surrounding districts, but schools will be announcing their plans for the fall very soon. The Virtual Learning Academy was created to provide an alternative for students who found that online learning was a good fit for them. More information regarding enrollment and important questions considered will be coming to you. And then finally, will classes such as AP and elective courses be offered? There is a 7-12 presentation tonight at 5 o'clock if you would like more information on that. But most classes will be available through the Virtual Learning Academy, including AP closures, or AP classes, excuse me. More information will be coming out to help you decide if that is a good option for a student, including questions to consider regarding any specialty programs your child may be in at this time, such as dual language or AVID. So all that to say, we hope you found this information valuable and that we were able to answer some questions. We thank you again for your patience this morning. There is nothing more reliable than sometimes a glitch being thrown at you right in the beginning of your presentation. So we thank you for your patience, and feel free to contact the district if you have additional questions. John or Robin or Cammie, do you want to say anything?
We're just excited for everything to get started, and we hope that our meeting helped to bring a few of your questions, some clarity, and the ideas of the Virtual Learning Academy into focus for you.
I want to thank everybody for their participation today and their patience as we work through a couple of technical glitches. But please make sure to post your questions in the chat. We will be looking through those and to the best of our ability, answering those in a frequently answered questions document that will be posted very soon to the Virtual Learning Academy's website.
Thank you, John, for adding that. Yes, please, if you have questions that haven't been addressed, please put those in the chat. We will be going through those and answering as many as possible. And I just want to say thank you again to everyone who was participating in today's presentation. Cammie, Emma, thank you so much for all the work that you're doing, and really excited to have a Virtual Learning Academy opportunity coming to Garden Grove. I know many of our families are looking for this even before COVID hit and before we were dealing with a lot of those fallout from that. So for those of you that are wondering, about distance learning versus Virtual Learning Academy, I think Cammie and Emma indicated that those are two very different programs. Really what we're looking for, if you're thinking about the Virtual Learning Academy, is an opportunity to do something different than what we were doing before, to do something different than the traditional school setting. Also, we know that the school site plans will be coming out before the end of this month. And as always, through this whole distance learning and reopening process, we know that things change daily. So please keep in tune to our district website, and also be on the lookout for the frequently asked questions that John talked about. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.